I'm absolutely not alone in thinking that a Monster Hunter virtual pet would be absolutely perfect considering the vast amount of Monster Hunter monsters that exist in the franchise. In fact, I've often thought that a Tamagotchi Nano Monster Hunter collab would be absolutely perfect, that is, if Bandai ever realise that they can do collaborations with franchises with the Tamagotchi Nano and not just use the human characters or boy band members. So let's talk about why this new Digimon release is perfect as a collaboration of two much loved monster franchises. But first, I would like to thank this video's sponsor, ZeninTCG. ZeninTCG is your one-stop shop for all of your Digimon needs, and of course, where you can pre-order the newly announced Digital Monster Color Monster Hunter virtual pets. You can find them on their website, ZeninTCG.com, and you can also follow them on their various social media accounts, such as Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter by searching for ZeninTCG.sg. However, please keep in mind that ZeninTCG is a small store based in Singapore, and every pre-order has to arrive in Singapore from Japan prior to them shipping it out to you. This usually means a shipment date of a week or two after the official release date in Japan for any of the pre-order releases, such as the Digimon Monster Hunter virtual pets. However, they do have a lot of other anime merchandise and other virtual pets and toys ready to ship out right now, so check them out, especially with the new exclusive premium cases that are currently in store and ready to order and ship. And when buying the Monster Hunter Digimon, make sure to get the bundle on the product page for a $2 USD off your order. And also, when customers add the order to their cart, Zenin also have a special 5% off promotion for the ZeninTCG Premium Vpet case that will fit the new virtual pet as well, to keep your new Monster Hunter virtual pet nice and protected. So absolutely make sure that you check out ZeninTCG for this release. Ad read over, onto the video. Monster Hunter is a franchise about 7 years younger than Digimon, but often has had various fandom overlaps, but never had anything other than that, surprisingly enough. In Monster Hunter, players take the role of a hunter of monsters, funnily enough, and are tasked with slaying or trapping various giant monsters while taking on quests given by various NPCs. It's a fun but occasionally challenging video game, however, and it has one of the best cooperative experiences that I've ever had out of any game. If I'm to think about a game that has the best multiplayer co-op experience, I think of Monster Hunter. There are so many other co-op games in the world, but the Monster Hunter experience is probably the most fun to have with friends. The game is absolutely fine solo, but it's definitely a game that's meant to be played co-op, either in the same room or over the internet, and it's a really great fit for this franchise with this experience. Again, you can play it single player, and I think most of my playing of Monster Hunter is probably single player, but the co-op experience definitely makes it feel like that's the way it's meant to be played rather than the single player experience. So it's definitely kind of a fun co-op game. I wouldn't necessarily call myself, however, a huge fan of the franchise, but I have enough knowledge and interest in it to know that it crossing over with Digimon feels like an incredibly obviously successful marketing move. However, you know who didn't know that? Bandai, apparently. When pre-orders sold out from Premium Bandai Japan almost immediately, a second wave releasing in March was then confirmed, and it kind of shows how little faith Bandai have in the Digimon brand. They were expecting, I guess, Digimon numbers for these releases, however they sold out basically immediately for both the Wave 1 and the Wave 2 pre-orders directly from Premium Japan, or Premium Bandai Japan. And also, while writing the script, when Wave 2 sold out so fast, Bandai are now opening up Wave 3 pre-orders. So those are directly from Premium Bandai Japan, which of course you have to be in Japan to order from, unless you use a VPN service and a proxy. However, this video's sponsor, ZeninTCG, has you covered for this. So good news, as of recording this, pre-orders are still up there, so I would recommend checking it out sooner rather than later. There is of course the fact that the release being premium Bandai Japan exclusive means that it's essentially pre-order only. If you wait until when it releases in February and March, then you're kind of wanting to have to pay the scalpel price. And you don't really want to do that because it'll be a little bit more expensive. ZeninTCG do sometimes offer on-release prices that are decent, but it's one of those orders that I recommend getting sooner rather than later. So jump on them as soon as possible, especially with how popular this release has proved just with the 3 waves of pre-orders. So the pre-orders were originally opened from the 26th of September until the 28th of October. So that's a month that pre-orders were meant to be open. However, again, the release was so popular and so successful that they sold out within basically barely an hour after being announced and when pre-orders opened up. So that sort of shows that Bandai didn't have any expectations for this release, which again is surprising. Digimon is, I guess, kind of a successful-ish franchise. It seems popular enough that, you know, I'm talking about Digimon, everyone seems to be talking about Digimon, but not to mention the fact that it's crossing over with an extremely popular franchise, Monster Hunter. So I don't know why Bandai was expecting this release to not sell out as quickly as it did, but at least we got the extra few waves. So in terms of this release, I feel like Bandai didn't do a great job with it, but I think they were probably either just surprised or they did this on purpose to generate hype. Either way, it seems like a bit of an issue. I hope that Bandai at least noticed that Digimon is a fairly popular franchise and maybe they'll put a little bit more effort into future releases. But again, I'm almost wondering if it was planned hype generation, I don't know. It just feels weird that they didn't expect this when it feels like such an obvious, successful marketing thing. Anyway, in terms of my own experiences with Monster Hunter, as I mentioned, I'm more of a casual fan. I wouldn't say that I'm a fan of Monster Hunter, but I have played various games and I do enjoy it, and I do think it's probably the best game of that sort of genre, especially with the co-op experience, which again is by far the best co-op experience I've ever played in any video game. I've played the 3 portable game a little on the PSP with friends. I played a lot of Tri on the 3DS in university, but I was basically carried around the game by my friends who are much more skilled at the game than I was. I played fairly little of 4 on the 3DS solo, and then I played a surprising amount of Rise on Switch, but again, completely solo. I would recommend, if you're curious, I would personally recommend the one on the Switch, Rise, if anyone is wanting to dip their toes into the franchise. Rise is, from memory, available on other consoles as well. I just really like the Switch. I like how it's portable. That's my favourite thing about the Switch and why I think it's the best console, personally speaking. But it is, I believe, on all of the other current gen consoles from memory. I believe it's on PC as well. Don't quote me on that, but I know it's definitely on the Switch because that's where I played it. I'm really, really bad at this game, but I did enjoy playing Rise quite a bit. I haven't played the DLC yet, but I do really enjoy playing Rise. I am bad at it, but it's fun. And I always wanted to do something other than just kill the monsters, and I always wished for some virtual pet or virtual pet-esque spin-off. I almost always feel bad about having to kill the monsters, and I've absolutely always adored the various designs of all the monsters in the franchise. So, that is to say, I've always wanted a little monster friend from this franchise, which absolutely begs the very important question: why did Bandai sell out so quickly for their initial pre-orders if they were meant to be open for a month? How could anybody be surprised that this release was so popular and so successful? Is this a sign that maybe Bandai has truly given up on the Digimon franchise, other than the card game? Hopefully this release will show Bandai, finally, how important Digimon is to so many people, especially when they're crossing over with a very successful franchise, that being Monster Hunter. I ordered mine from ZeninTCG when they opened up for pre-orders on the 27th, as honestly, despite not being a huge fan of the franchise, this release is something that I've wanted for well over a decade. So let me know in the comments, is this going to be the release that makes Bandai finally realise that Digimon is popular, or at least gets attention of things? Or are they going to chalk it up to Monster Hunter's popularity individually? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, or if you have any questions about the release, let me know in the comments. There are various other videos that have gone over the release in depth, so I want to do something different and talk about why this release is so important, and the short answer being because Bandai might actually see that Digimon is successful if they really are just well and truly gobsmacked, confounded by the fact that this release did well. Unless, of course, this was part of their plan and they were planning some hype and scarcity, which would be kind of terrible. I doubt that that's the case. It is more that they just didn't realize that Digimon was this popular. So hopefully this is the release that makes Bandai think, hey, Digimon, maybe we should put a little bit more effort into it, rather than just putting all the focus for the franchise into the TCG. So let me know your thoughts on that in the comment section below. Like this video for Bandai maybe learning a thing. Subscribe if you haven't already, and tell your friends, tell your enemies, tell your neighbors. And of course, check out ZeninTCG for all of your release-related wants, I guess it's the best way to say it. If you want to pre-order these items or any of the other items that they have, check out ZeninTCG. And of course, subscribe, like, comment, etc, etc. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye!